Although we use the REST template, actually the REST template is in the maintenance mode and will be deprecated soon. So the Spring team recommends to use WebClient instead of the REST template. So we will see how we can use WebClient instead of REST template. To start using WebClient, first we need to add a dependency. So the dependency we need to add to our pom.xml is webflux dependency. So I'm going to add that dependency into the pom.xml. So the group ID is org.springframework.boot and the artifact ID is Spring Boot starter and we need to add webflux. I'll click load Maven changes. Okay, the dependency has now resolved. The next step is we need to configure WebClient as a bean. So to do that, we have to go to the order service application, just like we configured REST template as a Spring Bean. Similarly, we have to configure WebClient as a Spring Bean. I'm going to comment out this REST template bean. And I'm going to add this method which returns an object of WebClient. Let me import this class and this return WebClient dot builder and build. Then we need to annotate this with @bean annotation. I will add a comment. Although I have commented out the REST template Spring Bean, I will still add a comment for documentation purpose. The next step is using this WebClient bean in our Order Service IMPL class. First, we need to inject WebClient into our Order Service IMPL class. Let me first comment out the REST template. And I will import WebClient. Previously, we were using REST template to connect to the Customer Service Microservice from Order Service Microservice. So we don't need this section of code anymore. So I'm going to comment out this part. And I will add this comment to start coding the calling to my customer service microservice using web client. We have to use web client method, which is get method, and then we can call URI, and we can pass the URI to the customer service microservice get customer by ID endpoint. As before, we can pass the customer ID, which we found from the order, because get customer by ID needs the customer ID to be passed as a path variable in its URI. And we can then call retrieve, and then we can call body to mono, and here we can pass the class of the object that we are getting from this URI. The class of the object is customer DTO.class. Then we can call block. In this way, we can get the customer DTO object and we can assign it to customer DTO reference. Then we can use that customer DTO object in our set customer method of customer order response DTO. This part doesn't change, only changes the part where we use REST template to call the customer service endpoint. I think customer service application is still running. We can run the order service application. Order service application has started on port 8082. Let's go to the Postman. And let's use the same request, get order by ID, and first I will pass order ID as 1, and let's click send button. And yeah, we are still getting the response with customer in the response body.